Your audience will experience connection with you and with your brand when they experience relating and likability. Okay. What does that mean? Okay, so likability is just, you know, that they experience being just like that. They have the experience of you being just like them, right? And relating is obviously being able to relate with you. Maybe they can. Maybe your story is similar to their story. For example, my story. You know, I came from a fairly not wealthy background. You know, Dad worked extremely long hours in a factory, and Mum was a single parent raising 2 kids, and you know, we really did it tough sometimes. You know, we couldn't afford the things that other kids had, and you know, and that was fine. But because we always had a whole lot of love in our home, right? No matter what, we always had a lot of love, and that really made my sister and I very, very strong and value the important things in life very highly. So that's my story. So, you know, when building multiple businesses around the world, and you know, coaching some of the world's leading executives in sales and marketing, guess who feels the most connected with me? Of course, it's the people who've had life experiences that are like mine, that can relate to my life experiences. Now, not necessarily the same story, but it's people who learn the same lessons somehow, okay? So, for example, maybe you had plenty of money when you were growing up, but you also had an abundance of love in your family. So you can relate, you know, or maybe, you know, you learning love is the journey that you're on right now. Maybe you didn't grow up in that sort of environment, but you can relate to coming from very little and learning the value of really working your ass off. So this is how people relate, right? People relate through common experiences and stories. So if you want to become a really great communicator, always remember to tell your personal stories. So that's the first thing. Cool. Now, in business, your story might just be, you know, what relevant brands you've worked in or what relevant industries you've worked with. You know, a story that we tell very often is about when we were working with the world's leading airline, right? And often when I'm talking to customers, I might say something like this, or prospective customers, I might say something like, you know, a few years ago when we were consulting to Etihad Airways, we built a team of sales trainers, and we moved to Abu Dhabi for 9 months, and we trained 450 of their frontline staff. You know, it was such an incredible experience to work, you know, in such a new environment, and to generate 200% and 300% lifts, you know, after just 3 months of training in a culture that it's so naturally removed from service and sales, right? So that's a story that I might tell. Now, and that's a very, very true story, but what does that little story say about our company's ability to get results? You know, what about it even if it's not in a familiar environment for us? What does it say about, you know, our experience with global brands? You know, because at the end of the day, you need to understand that, you know, whatever it is that you sell, whatever your product, whatever your service, it really doesn't matter, okay? Your customers, your audience, they can get that anywhere. What they can't get anywhere else is you, because there's only one you, okay?